Hello everyone, my name is Cherie, and this is the 31-day horror movie challenge. Today's challenge is number 18, a James Wan movie. I chose *Malignant* from 2021. Paralyzed by fear from shocking visions, a woman's torment worsens as she discovers her waking dreams are terrifying realities. Let's just get into who made it. Okay, so it was written by Alika Cooper, but the story was by Alika Cooper, James Wan, and Ingrid Bisu, who is James Wan's wife. Directed by James Wan and starring Annabelle Wallis. She was great. What works in this movie? Okay, I really enjoyed all the actors. I would watch them in other films happily. I just thought the cast was great. And the location. It's so nice to see films that aren't in the major cities. We see so many movies set in Los Angeles, New York, Paris, London. You know, it's great to see something different. This one was set in Seattle. What doesn't work in this movie? Okay, I did have some issues. First off, I didn't know what the time period was because the main character drove up to her house, which looks like an older house, in a station wagon. And I'm like, oh, does this take place in like the 70s or something? And then when she gets out and we're introduced to her, she looks like Kate Bush. So I'm like, oh, okay, her hairstyle and actually just her she does look like Kate Bush. So I was like, maybe this is like the late 70s, early 80s. But then later, her sister drives up in a new car, like a modern day car. So I really don't know what year this takes place in. And like I said, I love the location, but I didn't know where the location was until many scenes of the movie had gone by, and then there was a shot of the Seattle skyline. I was confused because the main character seemed to work in the medical field, and then later it seems like she was giving tours of this cool underground city of Seattle, which that was a plus too. I enjoyed that. But turns out I was confused because the actress who was giving the tours just looked like the main character. So there were two places that kind of lagged, and they were kind of actiony sequences. And so one was a chase scene, and the other was like the final battle. And I thought both of those could have been edited to be shorter and more succinct, more interesting, because I started losing interest at those points. And there was a weird thing where you had what seemed like closing credits music, like really bombastic and, final sounding. And that was just not at the right time. It wasn't at the end of the movie. And I also noticed a lot of push outs and pull ins, so much so that started distracting me. So, yeah, those were the things that didn't really work for me. The story again it was weird. I knew this going in, and unfortunately, I had seen spoilers back in 2021 when this came out, so I knew what the twist was. But even so, if I went into it thinking, well, this is kind of campy and this is what's going on, it was kind of interesting, but I don't know, not my cup of tea. Can I just say that? Not my cup of tea. Why do you think James Wan is considered the modern master of horror? I would disagree with that. I think the modern master of horror is Mike Flanagan. And also, James Wan directed the first Aquaman, so it's not like he's only doing horror. But I think maybe the reputation stemmed from he started out with Saw, and then he also did the Conjuring films. And I've seen Saw, I've seen The Conjuring. I did not see Insidious, I don't think. I've seen the clips so much with the face behind the guy that I feel like I have seen it, and maybe I have seen it, and the story was just so forgettable, I don't remember. But anyway, I don't know. He produced Megan, And Megan was also written by the writer of *Malignant*. So yeah, he does stay in the horror genre, but I would honestly give that title to Mike Flanagan right now. How does his style differ from Craven and Carpenter? Okay, again, there was another question like this, and I would have to like watch the movies side by side and with those kind of thoughts in mind. Uh, but I did, like I said, I noticed a lot of like pushing in and pulling out, camera movements just all the time. I'm not sure Craven and Carpenter did that as much, but again, I'd have to watch everything. Do you think his embrace of modern technology, color grading, CGI, has helped or hurt the scares in the movie? No, I didn't find anything wrong with the CGI. I actually liked, the twist thing in this one. I don't want to give away too much in case you haven't seen it. Um, but I thought it was done well. Yeah, I thought it was done really well. Again, I just want to commend Annabelle Wallis. There were some scenes that were kind of like acrobatic scenes. Now, I don't know if that was a body double or not, but I think she played the part really well, regardless of whether that was her or not. All right, so that's it for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.